Hi, welcome back to the channel. We're still on holiday in Nessie at the Aqua Paradise Hotel. We brought the Fimi with us as well as the Mavic, which we flew last time. That had some signal issues because I think the building behind us, and also I've since read that the US version of the drone, the Mavic Mini, is a lot better because the Wi-Fi signal is a lot stronger, whereas in Europe the signal has to be reduced because of regulations, which makes for a much poorer Wi-Fi signal. I hope we don't have the same issue with the Fimi. I don't think I've had a Wi-Fi interference issue before with the Fimi. I hope it says it's a good day to fly. I think it's a little bit gusty, but UAV forecast says it's good to fly, so we're going to give it a go. We're going to try basically what we tried last time with the Mavic, which is take and give you a view of the hotel, you know, maybe even try and fly to the front of the hotel and fly over it, which we didn't manage to do yesterday with the Mavic, not yesterday, sorry, day before, because it just couldn't really deal with the wind, couldn't really deal with Wi-Fi interference. We didn't really get anywhere, so let's give it a go. Let's fly. Right, so I've started recording. Basically we should be able to take off. Everything looks all, in fact, actually I'm going to stop recording. I'm going to check my settings because you do have to do this every time. You have to go in, switch the video quality to high, come back out. It's a sunny day, the white balance is set to sunny. I'm going to set it to video encode H.265. I think I can deal with that with my computer. I think that gets you better bit rate to your SD card, like it will basically record 40k 30 frames a second in 100 megabits a second on the SD card, so you need a decent SD card, but I think you get less loss of information in the picture quality, and you get higher compression, so it's a better all-round format. The issue is if you've got an old sort of PC or Mac, you might struggle with working with it, but we shouldn't have a problem. Anyway, basically, right, so I've set my video mode, I've set everything. I'm going to start recording, hopefully, and then I'm going to press the takeoff button, and hopefully it won't go straight into a tree. Is that working? I'll press it. Actually, I think the problem is my screen recorder is near the takeoff button. Here we go, ready to go. So it should take us up, and hopefully I'll just drop the gimbal back down. Quite high, looks pretty steady in the air actually, so I'm pretty happy with that. Every time you say something steady, it then goes unsteady. That's the law of the world, isn't it? So basically, it may be that I walk away from my filming camera and walk around the side and try and see if we can get a good film. So let me just take the drone up anyway. We don't want to leave it too low. We want it nice and high so it doesn't hit anything. Just take it up. It looks like we've got 85% battery, so it's not too bad. Take it up nice and high, and then we'll just turn it round to have a look over the hotel. Now, already I'm feeling like we're getting a much better signal from this drone. We're not seeing anything about strong wind warnings. It's not moving around up there that I can see. It's pretty happy, to be honest with you. Drop the gimbal down a little bit so you can see the pools there. Right, so basically we should now be able to fly over the hotel. We should be able to fly over the hotel. We should be able to turn and have a look at the gimbal's turning quite, you know, the aircraft's yawing quite quickly because I've got it set to sort of normal mode, and it's not in a cinematic mode or anything, and I'm not a cinematographer, so I probably won't put it in cinema mode. Now, I joked that we'd be able to sort of take the Mavic Mini down and kind of fly it over people while they're sort of having their cocktails, but I don't think we're going to attempt that, even with the Fimi, because I must admit, you know, I've been quite sort of, mind you, we are getting a little bit of interference now, I think. But it's still, so you can see the aqua park there. It's definitely achieving a lot more than we did last time. There's a little bit of break up on the FPV, so I mean, it's, to be honest with you, you know, it is annoying. I'm guessing that it's interference. Now I'm going to try and walk down around the corner, so I'll be leaving the camera, but I've still got my mic on, so should be able to hear me still. But it'd be nice to have flown over and you know, got a good view of the hotel, really. It's a nice little hotel, and you know, we've had a great time. So I'm just trying to see what we can see. To be honest though, it's doing much better than Mavic Mini. Mavic Mini had breakup. There you go, look, you can see Aqua Paradise Resort there. So we'll just sort of move back away so you can see what's going on. But yeah, I mean, you know, you can see a much better sort of detail here from, you know, it's not breaking up in the same sense of as what the Mavic Mini was. Mavic Mini was just, you know, up there, immediately a strong wind warning, immediately impossible to basically do anything, and you're basically returning to home before you knew it. So yeah, I mean, it's hot sun out here, so it's quite hard to make out what's going on with the display, but it is definitely, you know, it seems a lot more controllable. You know, I must admit, you know, my favourite drone was kind of the Mavic. Now I'm sort of in two minds again, because I sort of think, you know, this is pretty cool, you know, being able to kind of fly and really see with quite a bit of precision, actually. I know I'm sort of yawing all over the place, but that's more me than the drone. Now I think this drone's going to sort of fly down over the corner there, away from us. It's going to go back over the other area that we were over. You know, and it's a little bit of wind going on. Yeah, I can see it in the air. It's doing really well. It's having no problems. You know, it's having no problems sort of like yawing and turning around. You know, no problems with connection. You know, which we just struggled like crazy yesterday, or the day before, sorry, with the Mavic Mini. We really struggled. To be honest, I love the Mavic Mini when it's sat there in front of you and you're sort of like filming it, looking at it. I think it's a lovely drone, but yeah, you know, you just, as soon as there's a little bit of wind, and I mean, you know, when is there never any wind? I mean, that's the thing. There's a car park, sort of like, you know, where people come in and, you know, kind of be dropped off. Big car park they've got actually over here, which is really good. So it's just like free parking while you're here, so you don't have to pay for that. Because we've driven here, a lot of people fly obviously in from other countries. Seem to be a lot of Polish people about, a lot of Czech people, Dutch and German, some Belgians. Yeah, look, there's the aqua park, and you know, I mean, we won't know until we sort of see the footage. See if I can just sort of pick the gimbal up, look over the aqua park there. I mean, I just don't think we could have done this with a Mavic. I just don't think we'd have got this sort of look over the hotel. Yeah, we can see the front of the hotel there. You know, we're quite high up, you know, 66 up to, yeah, 67 meters high. We're about, you know, 260 meters away from my position, where I'm still on the kind of corner just outside the hotel. But I mean, yeah, the connection is so good, and it, you know, it's just working so well. And I don't think, you know, when we tried the Mavic out, we just didn't get that. Just didn't get that at all. But this is a pleasure, really, because we are literally having a great time looking over everything. I mean, let's just try and have a look at the rest of Nessie. I always want to go the other way around, right? That, so you can see out to sea there. You know, you can see, look, you know, out over the hotels and the apartments. It's a lovely place, actually. And I expect, you know, we could fly it forward sort of towards here. Yeah, we're not far from Sunny Beach. Basically Nessie Bar is pretty much next door to Sunny Beach, and I think, you know, most sort of people from the UK might have heard of Sunny Beach, so yeah, let's drop it down so we can just have a look. Some of the apartments over here. Trying to see if I can make out where the drone's gone in the sky. But yeah, it's a pleasure. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, it's up over there. I mean, it's great. You know, it's just such a good drone. In fact, you know, my mind's turned around a bit on it, really. You know, I was a bit sort of despondent about it. You know, in previous films, I kind of felt like, you know, the Mavic Mini was the one to go for, but yeah, I mean, the Mavic's great when it's sort of on the floor and you're looking at it and you think, wow, that's an amazing drone. It just sort of sits there steady. It's kind of got that kind of, you could fly it through your house and go through things, you know, a bit like an FPV drone. Not saying you could do that, I'm just saying that that's the kind of, you know, it's kind of feeling the vibe that it gives off. Which is nice when it's sat by you. But yeah, you just can't sort of beat this sort of proper drone that just sort of goes up and flies around and does some stuff. Yes, the Mavic Mini can do this, and I think if you didn't try and fly it over a building full of Wi-Fi signals, it'd probably be all right. It's actually interesting if you sort of see you can see the Fimi. I can see it with my, you know, I'm looking at it, I've got line of sight to it. It's kind of drifting a bit in the air, so, you know, it's not perfect, but maybe it's just trying to hold its position. I don't know if maybe we can have a look at the footage, but the horizon looks good to me. Just yaw around a bit. Yeah, it's moving around no problem, isn't it? And you get a good view of everything back looking towards the hotel. You know, you can sort of see back over everywhere. It's pretty cool, really. You know, and I think basically let's do a return to home, I guess. You know, we just wanted to have a quick flight and see if we could achieve what we couldn't achieve with the Mavic Mini, and basically yes, we have. So ready to return. Click OK. Should start to come back. But yeah, it's just feels so much more like a proper drone, really. That you can just take it out, go to places, have a good look at stuff, you know. I mean, I'm struggling because I can't see the screen very well on this Xiaomi phone, which isn't actually a slight on the phone, because I think any phone out in this really high heat sun would struggle a bit. So right, so we need to keep an eye out for what it's doing. Need to see it come back. Yeah, I can see it overhead. Okay, it's coming back. You know, I'm doing auto return. I want to be really careful because I don't want it to come down in a tree. To be honest, it's looking like it's coming down pretty well, actually. Looking like it's not going to be far off going in the middle of this dirt track, which is what we want, really. You know, let's hope it doesn't land on Rachel and Emily there. I don't think they're paying attention, so. But yeah, I mean, night and day really with the Mavic Mini. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what our quality of filming's like. But yeah, it's coming down. Right, I struck the gimbal down. Hang on, let's see if we can. No, drop the other way. Yeah, I need to get used to it being the opposite there. But that's going to come down, I think. And I think that's going to land no problem. Absolutely brilliant, actually. And it's turned the camera off, I think, as well. You know, let's hope it has filmed everything. But yeah, I tell you what, you know, I haven't had a good flight like that with that drone yet. You know, my feeling there was that was brilliant. You know, we took it up over. We flew all around and we seen loads of stuff. We saw the sea, we saw over the hotel. We'll have to look at the footage to see what it looks like. But yeah, I mean, with the Mini, you know, it looks so good, you know, when it's flying around you. But You just, when you try and do something, and maybe we just asked too much of it, which was flying up over this building, which, you know, is a big, you know, it's a big blocker to the signal. And to be honest, even the Fimi, you know, the controller, you know, it's got like kind of a Wi-Fi signal thing. It was going in and out of like yellow and white. You know, white I'm guessing is normal because it's white most of the time. It was going in and out of white and yellow, so it was starting to, you know, worry about the signal. But it didn't drop the signal. We had a little bit of FPV breakup, but as soon as I kind of went round the corner, got out the way of this big building, that probably worked. So maybe that would have worked with the Mavic Mini too, although I'm skeptical. And I think the issue with the Mavic Mini, I mean, I was by the banks of the River Danube with it, and we took it up, and you know, we had clear line of sight. The control was right, you know, I mean, it's pointing at it. There's nothing in the way, the river's beneath it. There's no big hunks of metal or anything there, and it just had poor Wi-Fi signal. Now, unless somebody was blowing out some massive Wi-Fi signal right across that river and saying, look, I'm going to knacker you up here, that just seems a bit rubbish to me. And I know there's an issue with the difference between Europe and America, so FCC drones, US drone, and CE drones, which are like basically European approved drones. Yes, there's hacks and stuff you can do if you search on YouTube to be able to sort of try and boost the signal of your CE drone, which I'm guessing is not legal to do, but you can. You know, you apparently you basically hack your GPS signal so it thinks it's in the US. Things like return to home all still work because it still thinks obviously your home position is the GPS position you're in, whether that be wrong or right. It still knows where its center point is. Anyway, it just felt like this is a more serious drone. You take it up, you fly around, you look at stuff, you know, you stay up for a little while, and then you bring it back down. That's a drone, right? With the Mavic Mini, yes, you bring it up, it's beautiful, you pirouette it, you have a good look at it, you put your hand underneath and it moves up and down and you think, yeah, this is brilliant. And yeah, if you want to fly it around here with really clear signal, yeah, it'll fly around here. You take it up there, strong wind warning. Even on a day which says perfect to fly, not saying the other day was perfect to fly, but you take it up and you'll get a strong wind warning. And I'm sure we got strong wind warnings even when it was a perfect day to fly. And she's getting a bit restless now. But basically, yeah, I don't know, I'm all turned around. I sort of was a bit like, Fimi, rubbish, Mavic, brilliant. You know, can I get a Mavic Air? That was kind of my thoughts. But I don't know, I'm really keen on this now. And I'm sort of now more tempted to try other drones a bit like this. I'm more tempted to try like a Xeno, you know, things like that, like, you know, other competitors to this one, and maybe hold off the Mavics for a minute. I know they're good, I know they have good reputation actually, the Mavics, so, you know, don't say that they're bad. But yeah, I don't know. That was a great flight. I was really happy with it. Flew around a bit. I was struggling to see what was going on the screen. I don't think that's any surprise. It's really hot, sunny. I'm really hoping the footage is good, because I'm sure when I first took this drone out and I did like filming a really hot sunny day, it looked very white, the picture quality. It's now set to sunny, it's set to high, H.265. Let's hope that that's improved the image quality. I mean, I've seen other reviewers with brilliant image quality, so I don't think that it's anything to do with, you know, an issue with this model. Definitely not. But yeah, I mean, just flew really well and really enjoyed it. And first time I've actually took something up, flown around and been able to just kind of keep it going and enjoy it, you know, whereas the Mavic Mini, I just felt like you took it up, flew it around, you were worried of strong wind warnings, it was moaning about not being able to return to home. Scares you. And this didn't scare me, so it felt solid. It felt like, I'm not sure exactly where it is. I sort of had line of sight of it, I wasn't sure. It knew what it was doing. It felt like it was solid. It felt like it was fine. So anyway, yeah, we've got a car in the road now, so we better vacate the area pretty quickly. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please click the subscribe button and the bell button, which will give you notifications. Right, I'm going to do this before he drives over the dune. See you later.